Morning. Hey, wake up, vulcanizing. It's time to work. Good Filipino morning to everybody. Derek with I over here. Thank you for joining us today, and welcome the new subscribers who have discovered my video with Ken. Thank you very much for joining my channel and your support of my channel. Anyway, today yesterday we passed by this area because I use this motor shop a lot, and we just live at that turnout over there, and we just, was discovering the labyrinth which within our community, which came out this way. And as we were walking back this way to go home, we passed by the shop, came across this little kid right here, only 11 years old. He was doing tire repair. Over here they call it vulcanizing. Everything is very manual. So today we thought we'd come back and we will ask him to do from scratch, a tire repair of this bicycle right here, which is the family's bicycle, just to observe local lifestyle and how kids are exposed to responsibility here in the country of Philippines at a very, very early age, due to necessity. It's just not what I'm accustomed to observing from back home. Spoiled kids sitting in front of an Xbox all day and using it as a babysitter. This is what's his name again, honey? Nino. John Nino. John Nino. How old are you again, John Nino?
11 years.
So he's 11 years old. He just poured some gasoline into that apparatus right there. He's lighting it up right now to heat it up and use it as an iron to heat up the rubber from the inner tube, so he can fuse them together or bond them together. But we'll watch the entire process. So it's just gasoline right here sitting on top of a wooden table, and that cut off quarter tire holds water, which after the repair, he can test. He can rotate the inner tube in there to see if the water bubbles, to test if the repair is successful or not. So this is just a very amazing process, in itself. However, when I saw an 11-year-old getting this done, that was just part of the culture that I thought I must turn on my camera. It's worthy. So let's get in there. And he's just removing the inner tube. He's removing the tire to access the inner tube. And I know a lot of people in the West is probably not accustomed to seeing this, as far as exposure to the fume that is burning over there, as well as safety equipment and stuff like that. Again, I just want to elaborate and reiterate that I am a guest in this beautiful island nation here. So I am not here to preach or impose any Western ideas here. I am just here as an observer, and in the process, whatever I personally feel that there's room for improvement or room for growth for the younger generation here. Although this gentleman right here is extremely young and doesn't really fall into my target audience, if I may say. I might be using the wrong verbiage here. But I'm more focused on the high schoolers and the early phases of college students. But nevertheless, if there's an opportunity, from my observation, to see a way to help this young 11-year-old, if there's potential there, it's just I'm more than happy to take on the responsibility. So he's just testing the tire here to see what is leaking, what needs to be repaired. So the inner tube is being submerged under the water, check for bubbles. check for leaks. And I apologize for the shadow there, but there's the leak right there. And let's put it under the water. So there's the leak right there that needs to be repaired. And then he's stopping it with a toothpick. He's stopping it with a toothpick to, you know, it might have caused more damage, but at least he can use it as a marker to know the area that needs to be repaired. And it looks like the fire here to the iron has stopped. So let's see what his next process is. So he's cutting a piece of the rubber here, which I assume he would put on top of the hole of the inner tube and iron it through. Just pouring a little bit more fuel. Reheat the iron. Ooh, this boy is sweating, as am I though. So he checks his marker over here to identify the area that needs to be repaired. What is that? Is that gasoline or oil?
Gas or oil? Gas. Huh? Gas.
Okay, so that's gasoline. He's cleaning it. Yeah, I'm smelling the fume over here, so you can see the smoke being created by this heating of this iron. And that is the apparatus that they use to press. So you see, he put like a little piece of rubber over here on top of the hole. Let me get out of the shadow. This little piece of rubber right here on top of the hole. And then he's preparing the iron here. Yeah, being the 5th time visiting the Philippines and residing here as a resident for more than a year, you know, this process has been, I've observed this process millions of times, but because of the circumstance and the situation here that the process is being done by an 11-year-old boy, I just thought it's part of the culture that I must document. And he puts the hot iron here right on top of the area that needs to be repaired. And he's just twisting to press that together. So it generates enough heat to fuse the piece of rubber that he cut out together to the inner tube itself. Adding more fuel. And the family lives here. The elder sister owns this little fried chicken place while we're waiting for the inner tire and the piece of rubber to fuse together. So we're just chilling out. It's part of the waiting process. And the community they live in is back there. Life is just going on, happening. It's 9 a.m. in the morning. Kids are chilling on a Sunday morning. And a young papa with his kid. Everybody's just so happy, and he's just checking on the progress right here, adding water to the exterior so then it doesn't overheat the part of the inner tube and melt the part of the inner tube that does not need to be repaired. So it looks like it may perhaps be done here. Nope. So he's tightening it back up together, getting it done. You know, wherever we come from, you know, it's just a debate is always, you know, at what age is a kid should be responsible, should learn responsibilities, you know. For me, you know, I'm a father myself. My son is almost 18-year-old. Come January, he's gonna be 18 years old. And I've raised him for a good 13 years as a single parent. But I've always been interactive with my son, you know, and I'm not perfect, and, you know, he is my only son. So, you know, like in the process of raising him, everything was a brand new experience to me. But to me, from my observation and experience, you know, a child is will learn whatever you teach him. So, you know, since birth, if you teach him goo goo gaga, he will learn goo goo gaga. If you teach him English, he will learn English. And if you teach him whatever language, he will. That's exactly what he'll learn. That's you know how a child's mind works, and that goes to responsibility as well. You know, if you stick them in front of that TV, and that's what they'll learn, and habit is formed. And then right here, you know, an 11-year-old is helping the family earn money by doing something, you know, by working with his hands. And that's what he learns, and that's what he knows. And he's a contributing individual within his family unit and to society. And that is an ever fascinating part of the Philippines that I observe. And he's inflated the inner tube here, and we'll test for the leak. And it looks like it's okay. Where was the repair part? Over here? Over here? So you can see the little repair part right here, that the rubber is melted and fused with the inner tube. So that looks good. He's just double checking the rest of the tire to see if there are any leak spot, any additional repair. And once it's done, he's letting go the air from the valve here, the inner tube valve here, so he can put the inner tube back into the tire. And he's lubricating the tire right there with just water. Just putting the valve into the hole right there. There we are. And it's not even 10 a.m. and the sun is like scorching. And these are the conditions that a 11-year-old is working just in an effort to contribute to his family. And his English ability is, you know, he's also a very shy kid. And his English ability is not advanced enough where he feels comfortable in talking on camera. But through the translation from yesterday, we had a little chatting. This kid is raised by a single mother. The father unfortunately had passed away. Under what circumstances, I don't know. Did not get around to that. But I would assume that, you know, this is a reason why he starts to work this young to contribute to his family. And ask him how much is a repair like this for a regular Filipino would cost. 50 pesos, so under $1. It's like 90 cents. So all this work under this condition is 50 pesos, about 90 cents on the current exchange rate. That is what he earns to do this repair. So job accomplished. And today, you want to pay your money? And today, since he blessed us with the privilege of turning on the camera for the process, we want to reward him with 20 times the going rate for a Filipino. So can you hold up the money for me? So instead of 50 pesos, today we're paying him 1,000 for blessing us with this opportunity. Thank you very much. Yes, you're welcome, John. Yeah, so hopefully you spend that money wisely for school, okay? Thank you very much. Meanwhile, thank you for tuning in and allowing me the opportunity to share a part of the Filipino culture that welcomed me very happily. Until next time, y'all have a good one.